What is going on, guys? Carter here with Edged Mindset. Thank you for joining me. We're going to be taking a look at the Hera 2. I haven't really featured this knife all that much in videos. I've kind of been focused on the new Combat Troodon Gen 3. And I debated making this video because this would be a better video if I could get a hold of a regular production Hera 2. This is actually a proof run, and I've since learned some of the changes, and it's really sparked my interest in kind of doing a comparison. I just don't know when I'm going to get a hold of the regular production Hera 2. Because I'm thinking if I'm going to buy one, I'll probably wait until they come out with different blade finishes and colors and stuff. I don't think I want just a black one, right? And who knows when that's going to happen, and who knows when I'm going to be able to get a hold of one. Maybe somebody will send me one to check out potentially, but I can't rely on that. So I'm going to go ahead and jump the gun and do this video, and we're going to pretend somewhat that I've got a regular production Hera 2 here. I'm pretty sure I know what the differences are, but the point of this video, what's the point of this video? The point of this video is to compare the pre-production prototype Hera 2 that I have here to the pre-production proof run Hera 2, and then what it morphed into with the production line. I find that very interesting. I've got like this 3-step system with this imaginary knife up here, which, maybe we could have this be the stand-in, even though it's not the stand-in. We're going to talk about that. So let's start here with this beautiful prototype. This is the only prototype Marfione I've ever had. You can see that it is very, very similar. The overall handle, a lot of the changes are very similar. This blade features what they call a diamond wash DLC. I mean, it really kind of just looks like a mirror polish DLC. Technically, it's a diamond wash. The diamond wash is where they take a mirror polished blade and they run it through a very light stone washing, which kind of gives it a cool scuff look. But for some reason, when they DLC it, it kind of gets rid of all those scuffs and it just looks mirrored. Now, from what I understand, the reason they don't do mirror DLC too often anymore is there's a greater likelihood of that DLC not sticking to that blade, and there's been some issues of the DLC coming off. And so I'm assuming that the diamond wash process kind of allows it to adhere a little better, but I don't know that for sure. Kind of a little bit of conjecture. Blade size is the exact same. Really, the blade is just the same. Double fuller. You've got those holes in there. Thickness is the same. Overall construction is very, very, very much the same. The handles, the overall shape are the same. The buttons are the same width. The track is the same. This has the crud cutter feature, which is also in the regular production Hera. This one does not. Now, the biggest thing you might be noticing is this one has body screws. This has traditional body screws. The Hera 2 does not have any visible body screws except for the pocket clip screw. And that continues on with the regular production edition of the Hera 2. It doesn't have body screws either. So quite a big difference there. And one thing I'm noticing as well is the chamfering on this is completely different. Look how much more this one's chamfered up here compared to this prototype. So I rescind my comment that the body is the exact same, because actually it is not. It is from a high level, it's the same shape, right? It's the Hera shape. You can see that the chamfering is completely different. I actually think I like this prototype better. I kind of like how it doesn't chamfer all the way around like that. It's a little more subtle and a little bit more different, whereas this one comes all the way around. I am curious to see what the actual production version looks like in terms of that. Now, this proof run doesn't have any insignia on it. It's completely sterile. The regular production version of the Hera 2 has the claw engraving. This one, because it's a custom, has the Marfione dagger in there. Back to the buttons. From what I understand, the regular production Hera has a thinner button, similar to like the Gen 2 Combat Troodon, whereas my proof run has the exact same button width on all three of these as the new Combat Troodon. I've yet to completely confirm that, but that's what I understand. When we come down to the pocket clip, They're the exact same pocket clip, the same one that's being used on the Glycon. This one is DLC'd, and of course it has the dagger logo with the custom information. This one's not DLC'd and it has the signature because it's a signature line. The regular production Hera has this pocket clip, which is essentially the same. It just has a silicone carbide ball in there. And you can see some of the chamfering on the side is just a little bit different. Let's take a look at the glass breakers. Those appear to be exactly the same. This one is just DLC'd. This one's not DLC'd. Both integrated titanium with the glass breaker ball on the end there. Front, this is all the same. It appears that the overall width and shape is all very much the same. All of these textured pieces are the same. So kind of cool to see this progression. Now, both of these knives feature the new double spring action that they've been rolling out. In fact, this is the first knife from Microtech to ever feature that. And it's the first thing I noticed when I got this was how easy it was to deploy and how hard it hit. And the interesting thing, when these rolled out, they didn't really say much about that. The official Microtech kind of marketing didn't really even talk about the new mechanism. I only heard about it through the retailer that I bought it from. Mentioned that it had an all-new mechanism in here that was different. They kind of downplayed it, which is interesting. But this is the first knife, as far as I know, to feature this new internal double spring mechanism, which makes it kind of cool. Let's take a look at the pocket clip here. You can see how it says Hera 2 prototype, September of 23. Whereas this one says proof run, November of 23. So kind of cool. I'm glad I was able to get this proof run. I had no idea that I was getting it. I just saw Microtech do the announcement they were going to do a drop on the new knives. They didn't say it was going to be the proof run. I assumed it was the regular production edition. And then, of course, those drops happen so quick. You get all logged in, you throw it in your cart, you copy paste your card number, you check out. And I didn't even realize exactly what I had gotten until after the fact that I saw that it was the proof run and that it was a little more expensive than the regular production edition. And then I saw that a lot of the retailers that got these knives didn't get the proof run. I think only a couple of them got any of these proof runs. I think most of these were sold directly from Microtech Gear where I got mine. So kind of cool to get this edition because I don't know if I would have been able to get it otherwise if I hadn't jumped on that. So there is a look at the Hera 2. What I would like to know is, do you like the screwless or do you like to have the screws? I don't know. I'm still kind of going back and forth if I like the screwless or not. Logically, I say yes, because it's a cool feature to be like, how is this held together? There's no screws. Kind of cool. I like the concept of the clean look. I think it looks pretty nice. However, these screws actually add a little bit of detail to the knife, you know? And I always found it interesting with Microtechs how they put screws on the show side. They very easily could have put them on the back. And yet they put them on the show side. Back when they did the tri-wing proprietary screws, they were almost like a cool kind of feature and a cool look. Now that they've gone to more Torx, which I think makes sense, not quite as pretty as they used to be, but man, this thing is beautiful. Love this knife. One of my favorites. All right, guys, let me know. What do you think? Screwless, not screwless? Leave a comment down below.